Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Just wanted to come to you guys today for a little bit different content. Uh, I know that a lot of people have content about this. I mean, a lot of them are financial advisors, or they are accountants, or they just have a boatload of money. So they think, you know what? Let me just tell everyone how to be like me and be rich. Buy my plan. I can give you this course. And I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but the issue is not everyone's on that level. Not everyone has that access to all that knowledge. They don't have pretty much the schooling that's required to become an accountant, to become a financial advisor. So because of that, I felt like someone like myself, who's more the everyday person, who just looks at YouTube, reads up every now and then on some stocks just to kind of get a general idea of how it all works and how you can make money doing it. I feel like I can kind of attest to that population more and kind of let you know how to use a small account, how to just use this more so as a benefit to you in the long run. I understand a lot of people do the day trading, they do options trading, and they find ways to just quickly turn money into more money, which is great. And that's something that can actually be a job of yours down the line. I look at it more as a long-term investment. I know that there's some safe stocks that you can look into to make sure that you constantly get a good return, get dividends, have a way to just have another source of passive income, which is ultimate goal in the end. I just kind of wanted to just show you kind of what I'm doing during this pandemic, during the 2020 time, and how I'm using Robinhood to really work towards my advantage. All right, guys, welcome back. So just wanted to go over mainly the two apps that I use for my investing so far. Like I said, a little background about me. I was a student athlete, got to play college football. Had the fortune of getting a couple degrees. I have a business degree, undergrad, and a master's degree in international business. And I've just been in a situation where I'm like, you know what? I need to really start looking towards my future. I understand they said it's never too early to start investing and preparing for your future. I'm also aware that in my generation, being a 24-year-old and being a Gen Z kid, that Social Security probably won't be around for us. So because of that, it's important for us to kind of establish our 401ks, to get a good solid investment portfolio in order to be able to go into retirement with some peace of mind and not be too concerned about what's going on later down the line. So I've really probably just started back up within the last like 2 months, maybe 3 months. My Acorns doesn't really have much in it. I think I only have like $40 in it, something like that. So not too much going on here, but just want to let you guys know, I mean, Acorns is a very good app. Like I said, the Roundup tool is definitely something very convenient, something very helpful, something that just gets you continuing to invest without even thinking about it, which is exactly how you want to go about investing. Because otherwise, if you have to keep thinking about it, keep remembering, oh, it's the end of the month, I have to put $100 in or 200 or whatever, and a lot of times you forget, you don't really go about it the right way, and then it's not as consistent. So by having roundups on, like I said, I mean, I already have towards another roundup of $5 to come in. Like I said, it's just helpful, gets you going. Regular investment, I have up to 37 now. So like I said, I really just started on this, and I want to eventually, as I continue to get more money, continue to grow this more, increase this weekly recurring investment so that more and more is being put aside, because I know the importance of that down the line. My main one is my Robinhood. You see, I'm a little bit down today, which is not what you want to see, but it happens. The thing is, for me as an investor, I am looking more so, like I said, long term. So even though there'll be peaks and valleys, I'm more or less just going to ride the wave. I've been trying to diversify my portfolio enough to where I don't assume too much risk. However, there still will be risk involved because I am trying to take advantage of this pandemic. So most of the companies I was looking at are companies that are directly impacted by this pandemic and this pandemic alone. Where something like the airline companies, before the pandemic, people were flying, stock prices were high. There was, I mean, yeah, there'll be lawsuits here and there. Yeah, there'll be times where they have fairly significant dips, but there's nothing really harming the airline industry whatsoever. However, once the pandemic hit and demand significantly decreased, then now the stock prices followed. But as things return to normal throughout this pandemic, we assume as a smart investor that the stock will then return to what it was previously, or really in hopes of exceeding what its 52-week high was and now going to a new all-time high, which is exactly what we want to see. On the day, not too good, down 85, but look at a week. At a week, I'm up 293. For the month, I'm up 406. As you can see, it was May 17th, really, when I kind of started getting back into investing. So I put in, I guess, about $757 that I invested into this account, and now we're sitting pretty at $1,167. So over $400 gain. That's, as you can see, a 53% increase on my portfolio, and I'm only expecting it to go up from here. Pretty much how I went about looking what to invest in. It was more so some safe bets, ETF. Really with a lot of these, you have some good stability. You don't have to really worry too much about the stock fluctuating too much. It's going to stay pretty even. So this is a good way just to make sure that you kind of get some investments in, and you don't have to worry about too much risk and volatility within that market. Also, like I said, I have, of course, the ones that are more risky in terms of American Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Marathon Oil, because I know gas prices were affected dramatically by the pandemic as well. General Electric, because I mean, now the more people do, more things that are opening up, the more energy being consumed, the higher the stock price. So this is something that's also along that trend. Something like Boeing, which is easily my best stock so far. As you can see here, I only have 3 shares because it was still fairly expensive, but bought them in at 125, and now you see they're trading at 222. So yeah, that's a decent return. So of course, I mean, yeah, if I bought 100 shares, then of course this would be astronomically bigger. But like I said, this is coming from the perspective of someone who out of college. I don't have a boatload of money to just throw into investments. So I'm trying to do it smartly. I'm trying to do it in a way where I can kind of manage my money and put some away so I can have money later on. And hopefully, like I said, be able to, with some of these bigger companies such as a Boeing, get a good dividend yield, be able to kind of generate more income for myself in the long run, be a more prepared investor down the line. So for you guys, the best way to go about is just download a Robinhood account. I'll make sure I link my referral code in the description. Remember what a stock is. A stock is you buying a share in or a piece of a company. So if you don't think the company has good leadership, has good sales revenue on their balance sheet, don't just say, all right, it's Amazon, so I know they're really big and have a very big share price and everything, so I'm gonna just buy them. But still, like, look at it from the bigger picture. Look at everything that goes into it. Don't just look at these, which are the buy ratings and how many people on Robinhood own this stock and everything like that. Really do your research. Kind of just go down, look at some of the news clippings that they have provided here. That just kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in the media right now. It's just some of the different reports that are being said about the company, just so you can have a better idea of, is this the right place to put my money? Will I get my money back? What are their earnings? What are their dividend yields? Things of that nature, and just figure out also what type of investor you want to be. You want to be a day trader where you're constantly just, you wake up 9 o'clock, get ready for 9:30 opening of the market, and then get to work all day? Or you want to just kind of be able to put your money in, have your mind at ease, and then just kind of go from there and just let your money work for you. That's how I am. Even though there were some spikes where I could have sold already for a higher profit, I'm not looking to just take this out within the year. I want to be able to let this really continue to work for me, as well as allow some of these industries and these companies to settle. Because I feel pretty stupid if, let's say, with, like I said, Boeing, my biggest one, where I'm like, all right, they're at a super big high right here at 223. All right, let me sell my shares and then make this 292 return on my investment. But by waiting, by being patient, by knowing the trend and knowing that it's going to continue to rise, knowing that even its 52-week high at $391 and I'm only at 222 right now, or 223, then there will be no point in just selling right now when I can continue to wait, continue to let it work its magic, let the airlines kind of resurface, and then assuming and hoping that it can get back to this 391 or even past it. Because one of the things I'm predicting is that because of the stay-at-home acts, because people are going stir crazy, because people want to travel, that the demand that we normally had will increase even more. So now there will be even more people wanting to fly. There will be less chances of you seeing a flight where there's open seats, because everyone wants to travel at once. Once this thing kind of passes over and people feel more comfortable traveling, everyone's leaving at one time. Because that 391 could be an afterthought, and now it can get up to 450. So now the investment I made is that much more valuable by being patient, by being waiting, by trusting my gut, and hoping for a good return in the end. That's pretty much all I wanted to kind of get across today. Just kind of letting you know that you don't have to be super rich. You don't have to put a ton of money in. Your best bet is just kind of doing what you're doing right now. Go on YouTube, look up different videos, kind of get a sense of how to go about it. I know there's also other platforms like Webull, and you can even use Cash App now to start investing in stocks. Those are all good, reliable ways to go about it, because I mean, you have zero commission fee, so the money you put in is the money you put in. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm trying to put in $10, but commission fee of $2, now I'm having to put in $12 for 10. No, you don't have to worry about any of that. So that's the good thing about these apps. So I mean, like I said, use it to your advantage. Understand the big picture. When you're going in, really just think, what is it I want to get out of this? I want it to be a short-term investment where it's a year or a day or a week, or do I want to go long-term and look at the long haul and make sure I can have money to fall back on later on? So that's more or less what I have to bring to you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully I'll continue to give out some variety of content. I also want to just kind of talk about what's going on in today's world with this pandemic, see where everyone's mind's at with what's going on today. And like, I have some sports things, I have some video games, I have a little bit of everything. So I'm kind of Mr. Do It All. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, concerns, just don't hesitate to go in the comment section. Let me know what you think.